Welcome back to Miss Letter's Calculation Station, where things add up. We are continuing on with part 2, 9.1, simplifying radicals. So we had finished our notes and we were going on to the example of the square root of 320. If you have not seen part 1, you can pick up from here and go back and get the notes when we're finished. So with 320, what we're going to do is kind of upside down division. It's called downward stacking. And remember, we can only use prime numbers. So I take 320, it's easier if you just do it in the calculator, and divide it by my prime number of 2, and I get 160. And I'm going to keep dividing by prime, in this case 2, and I have 80. 2 is easy because you could say half of 80 is 40, half of 40 is 20, half of 20 is 10, half of 10 is 5. And since 5 is prime, I'm going to stop. Now, it's very important that you don't put the prime number in there. If you do, then just take it down to 1, and then you're finished. So what you need to do in order to solve this now is you're going to take pairs. So we have a pair of 2s. I have another pair of 2s and another pair of 2s. And I don't have a pair of 5s or a pair of 1s. So the pairs are going to go on the outside of the radical. We'll just put that as radical. And everything else is under the radical. So that's what it's going to look like this. A pair of 2s, another pair of 2s, another pair of 2s, radical 5 times 1. So remember, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Radical 5. And that is your answer. Okay, let's do another one. So I'm going to do radical 20, radical 28, and radical 72. Now I'm going to do the first one, and then I want you to pause it and do the next 2 on your own, and then hit play and check your answers. So step 1, we're going to do the downward stacking. So 20, half of 20 is 10, half of 10 is 5. Circle your pairs. The pairs on the outside, everything else under the radical. Okay, now's a good time for you to pause it and do the next 2. Okay, let's check your answers. We have radical 28 and radical 72. So I'm going to do my downward stacking. Half of 28 is 14. Half of 14 is 7. Circle your pairs. You have 1 pair of 2s, and everything else goes under the radical. So you should have 2 radical 7. 72, I'm going to use my prime number of 2. Now, if you don't want to do it in your head, sometimes they get a little hard. And we have 36. Now, remember, if it's a perfect square, you can go ahead and do your perfect square and stop. But if you didn't recognize it, you could keep going. And half of 36 is 18. Half of 18 is 9. And since 2 doesn't go into 9, I'm going to use 3. 3 is prime. And so here we go. I have a pair of 2s and I have a pair of 3s. So we have 2 times 3, radical 2. So my answer is 6 radical 2. If you need more help, please give me an email. Thank you.